Hello everyone, welcome back to Silent Hill 1. We just came off of recording Spiral 1 from the Reignited trilogy, and now we're gonna finish off this game. We're gonna go all the way to the end. Because tomorrow we have Silent Hill F, which I'm finally gonna get around to recording, so we're gonna have to finish this all in one sitting. Last time we left off, we had finished all our business at the motel. We found a mysterious canister that Kaufman did not want us to find in the gas tank. So now we're gonna head to the bridge. I told you, once you cross the bridge past Sanford Street, the whole environment is gonna change, so you cannot go back. Lucky for us, we already completed the side quest that we needed to. That monkey's not gonna stop chasing us, but he'll be gone soon. How much do we have to go? We need a little bit more. I think it's about halfway when it changes. God damn. You know what? If there's any ammo there, forget it. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it. Alright, here we go.
What's this? Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so you're not in a nightmare anymore, Harry. The world is becoming a nightmare. This was so cool when I first played this game, seeing everything transform like that. Back when I was a kid. I don't even remember how old I was when I played this game for the first time. Assuming I played it in 1999, I guess I would have been 14 or younger than that. God damn, the ape caught us. You know what? You came all this way for a snack. Here you go. Here's your snack, you fucking ape. Here you go. Did you like that one? It's even wearing a collar from what it looks like. Frickin' baboon. Yeah, you want a snack? Eat some lead. You know what? We're gonna wait on the health drink, because I don't want to use them up too quickly, so we're gonna wait until we're in danger mode. That's when we'll use it. We need to get to a boat. There's a boat nearby. That's our next destination. But now there's gonna be a lot of monsters in this area, including some new ones we haven't seen. It's the dogs, but they have their heads covered in worms. They call them worm heads. We have not seen those before, and I think that the air screechers also change shape too, or air screamers, whatever they're called. Come on. Will you get out of the way? We have to go to that area, but not yet. We gotta go somewhere else first. And they also become more vicious in the nighttime too. So there's more of them and they do more damage. Come on. It does not help that Harry moves like a whale in a bathtub. Look at this BS. This is bullshit. Here. Will you die already? Come on. So stupid. Get out of the freaking way, freaking bums. Here you go. There's your reward. There you go. Are you satisfied? You lousy bums, are you satisfied? We're running a bit low on shotgun shells. We should probably try to use it sparingly. I know what you're thinking on how is that low? You got 36, but I believe there's a lot of nurse enemies in the next section. So you don't want to waste too much of them. Oh, and we have the sewer enemies also. They'll show up again. We gotta go down that waterway to get to the amusement park. So we definitely need some ammo for them. Because they do too much damage to just run by them.
Sybil,
Harry!
how did you get back here?
I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence?
Yeah. I'm glad you made it. I was worried about you.
You were worried? Where did you disappear to? Never mind. I want to know what's going on here. What is with this town?
This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy. I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. But now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the other world. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading. Trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about.
Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it.
Well, what's making this happen?
I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there.
There?
Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere and she needs my help.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
Sybil, I
like how she tries to dismiss what he just told her.
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Like, Sybil, you don't see all the rust surrounding you?
Dahlia Gillespie.
All the blood? The fact that it's now nighttime? You don't see any of that?
I see it all now. Yes, everything. Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. I knew this day would come. And what's more, the task is almost finished. There's only 2 left. To seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk, and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
So what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple. Stop the demon. The demon and the demon taking that child's form.
So do we just shoot it then?
Stop it before your daughter becomes a sacrifice. Before it is too late. Stop it! Stop it!
What do I do?
Go to the lighthouse on the lake. And to the center of the amusement park. Make haste. You are the only hope.
Look, Harry. I really don't get what's going on. But if there's a chance we can save your daughter, I'm in. I'll check out the amusement park. You go to the lighthouse.
Sybil, thanks.
You will need to use it.
Use what?
The flowers. Only with that can you stop it.
What about Sybil?
She sounded like she was getting her hair pulled or something, where she was saying stop it over and over again. I'm guessing the reason Sybil doesn't see many of the monsters, if any of them, is because someone is directing them away from her. I'm not gonna say who, but someone is directing them away from her until it's absolutely necessary. They don't regard them, I guess, they don't regard her as much of a threat. No, this is the way we came. So do we just go right up to that demon and shoot it then? Just like that? Just pop it one with a shotgun. Just use a few shotgun shells and a few rifle shells on it. Oh, this is gonna suck. There's a ton of these guys over here. And I think the apes are now covered in worms too. So they've all become a lot more vicious now than they were before. Oh, of course he would. We're still in good health though. We gotta kill these guys. They're becoming way too annoying. Damn, he just flew. He just skated right on by. And this... Like I said, Harry moves like a freaking whale in a bathtub. God damn. They just don't let up. It's just one constant harassment after another. It's funny, I was talking in the Spiral video about companies needing to fix stuff in remakes rather than just make it one for one. Like, they should improve some stuff that didn't work. They definitely need to fix this in the Silent Hill remake because these guys are way too annoying. Like, they just constantly on you over. Look at this. Yeah, they're just constantly on you over and over. They just don't even give you a chance to breathe. It's just... And they're almost impossible to dodge. It's almost impossible to dodge them. There's a ton of them. And if you kill one, another one comes by. So it's like... They definitely need to do something about these enemies. Like, I don't know what they could do. Maybe have a dodge feature where if you see them coming, you can actually dodge instead of taking it like an idiot there. Because the only solution you have here is basically to run in at an angle, basically. You can't do anything else because there's no other way to avoid them. Where is this lighthouse entrance? Look at that. They just constant drive-by over and over and over again. It's just annoying as hell. Like, this is something they definitely need to correct for the Silent Hill 1 remake. They have to make these guys either make them less annoying or make you more capable of fighting back. Either one will work. Either one will work. They just can't leave it like this because it's just it's way too stressful. Like, you can't even dodge them. They just fly by, hit you with their paws, and then just keep on flying again. So they definitely gotta do something about these guys. Even if they just add like a dodge feature or something, they gotta do something because like these guys are just too much of a pain. Like, there's a point in which they go from scary to being just annoying. And these guys definitely crossed it long ago because they just are a menace with their constant drive-by attacks.
Wait!
There she is.
Damn, I was too late.
Like how that has a question mark on it instead of an exclamation point. Almost like if he's asking if it's too late, but the way he says it makes it sound like it was frustration. So like, is he frustrated or is he confused? I really do wish the PS1 disc hadn't suffered from that unfortunate technological issue they had. Like I said, the stilted dialogue, as much as people think, oh, it's intentional, it's to resemble David Lynch, not really. The reason it sounds like that is because like I explained in a previous video, there were some technical issues with the audience, so you end up with that little gap in between each dialogue sentence. So I don't recall if it was due to compression or not being compressed or something like that, but all I know is it is a technical flaw. Like, the voice acting itself is subpar, I guess, is mediocre. It's nowhere near as good as something like Metal Gear Solid or not Resident Evil 2, Legacy of Kain. But it's nowhere near as bad as Resident Evil 1. That's historic levels of laughably bad. But it's funny to think how people hear that dialogue and they think, oh, they made it intentionally like that to simulate like a David Lynch movie, and not really. Not really. It was just a technical flaw with the PS1 system. Of course he would climb the freaking stairs. Of course he would climb the stairs. God damn, will you get the hell out? Freaking dog. Oh, thank God. They didn't make us run all the way back there. Thank the Lord, we did not have to go all the way back there.
Show up at the amusement park pretty soon. Let me be on time.
They take so much of your health too, also. All these constant attacks over and over again. They just take up so much of your health. It's insane. At least they didn't make us run all the way back. You can see how tired Harry was from having to do that and dodge all those monsters. We are gonna have to run back to the waterway though. That's something we can't avoid. And of course the radio's constantly on because since we're surrounded by monsters, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run. See, the only way you can avoid them is just by running in circles. Yeah, what I was saying about them fixing stuff that needs to be fixed is like Resident Evil 1, where you know they had to fix the voice acting somehow. Could Sebo have gotten to the amusement park from here? I don't know, let's see. Let's find out. Damn, they got her. It had to happen sometime eventually. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Imagine if like when they were making Resident Evil 1 for the GameCube, if fans had just objected to redoing the dialogue completely and they just had the crappy old PS1 dialogue and voice acting. Can you imagine how horrible that would have been? Like, you wouldn't be able to take it seriously ever, not even as a B-movie game, because the dialogue was that bad. The voice acting was that bad. Oh, look at this Chad thinking he's onto us. We got something for his ass right here. Harry, what the fuck are you doing? Shoot him! Why is he shooting the one above him? Harry, you buffoon. Why are you shooting the one above him? Shoot the one in front of you. Idiot. Yeah, like, can you imagine playing Resident Evil 1 Remake on the GameCube and hearing the PS1 audio come out of that? Can you imagine how awkward that would have been? God damn. I swear, man, it's just like, it's impossible. Look at it, you use one hellfire and we're already in freaking danger. Let's just run and hope they don't follow us that far. There's some more of those rogue bodies. These look kind of green. Oh good, a health drink, just what we needed. He really followed us all the way here. He really followed us all the way over here just to get in that swipe. What a jackass. So yeah, games shouldn't have to be one for one with everything, including the flaws. If there are flaws... Oh, look at that, we got the teddy bears back. If there are flaws in the game, developers should feel free to fix them and not feel pressured to keep it exactly the same for some misguided sense of nostalgia. Because if something sucks in a game, why are you gonna leave it like that? Why not actually fix it, you know? Oh, we made it. We did not explore everything there was to explore. But I don't know if it's worth it to go back. Oh hell no, you know what, forget it. Those teddy bears can stay where they are, we're not going back. Enjoy the sewer, my guy. It's all yours. They can keep that shit, I'm not going back. It's your domain now, teddy bears. Enjoy it. Or I guess those are supposed to be rats, but they look more like bears to me with claws. So yeah, there you go. The sewer's all yours, guys. Enjoy it, have a party. And kill those stupid ass green beetles. Oh, we got the invisible ones. These don't do any damage. But you gotta be careful because there are some invisible gray children in the last section that will actually knife you, even though you can't see them. You may not be able to see them, but you could hear them, and they're there. And they will attack you on sight, so before you go past one, make sure that it's actually a harmless one and not one of the ones that's wielding a knife, because those do massive damage to you. And you can't see them clearly in the darkness either. There's a regular gray child. Hey, we got the... What is it? That's not a merry-go-round. What is that? Tilt-a-whirl? I don't have the map for this place. Yeah, no shit. Okay, that's where we need to go, but that guy's in the way, so... I want to head over to the ice cream shop so we can save. Just in case something goes horribly wrong. Here we go. We see this place again in Silent Hill 3. Spoilers for that game. You know, that 25-year-old game. We see it again over there. We're gonna save at the motel. No, we're gonna save... Should we save on the boat? Yeah, let's save on the boat. That way we can always go back. Look at that model of the soft serve ice cream. You guys like soft serve? I actually prefer to regular ice cream. I'm not that big of a fan of regular ice cream, but soft serve, the problem is the only brand you can buy in supermarket is basically Blue Bunny, which is not that good. Like, their regular ice cream is fine. Their soft serve ice cream tastes a bit artificial and it freezes too easily. But that's the only one pretty much available in stores. The closest you can get to is frozen yogurt. From that, what is that brand? Camps? I think it's Camps with a K. So, we do have a Dairy Queen around here, but it's kind of far to walk. Like, it's not that far away from my house, but to walk is a bit far. And then with McDonald's, half the time the ice cream machine is broken, like everyone already knows, and then Burger King is unreliable, so not too many places to get decent soft serve ice cream around here. Let's get over here before that guy stabs us, because we are heading towards a boss fight. That is the wrong place. This is not where we're supposed to be. We gotta find the merry-go-round, not the whatever this is. Is that the Ferris wheel? Where is that merry-go-round? This should all look cool as hell though on the PS5 once they remake this game. I think that'll probably come out by like 2027 with the way things are going. It looks like they're aiming for one game a year, but they have different teams working on it, which is a pretty good approach to handle it. Like, that's a pretty good way to do it. That's how Marvel does all their films, so that you don't get overwhelmed, and that way you're not waiting 3 years for each entry. In case one entry is bad, well, you have another one next year or in 6 months. You know, it's a pretty decent system to make movies and games with. You know, instead of just spacing them out, and then if one of them does pretty badly, you're pretty much sunk. Damn, that guy will not give up. What the hell? He's just constantly following me. Why? Go somewhere. He's got nothing else to do, just follow this one man around the amusement park. He's that bored and out of his mind. It will be cool to see all the rides though. Like I said, I'm hoping they let us explore a bit more in that game. Also, I know it's just a cheap joke of a place, but I actually want to go inside the Konami Burger in this game when they remake it. I want to go inside there because we actually went inside the Happy Burger in Silent Hill 2 remake, so I definitely want to go inside the Konami Burger here. Where is the damn merry-go-round? That's what we have to find. I wonder if they'll add that little feature Heather has in Silent Hill 3 where if she leans too close over the edge, she can actually fall in. I wonder if they'll do that for Harry. You know, if you lean too close, you might end up falling in. Here we go. We found it. Okay, so there is a boss fight coming up, but we're not going to fight it. Instead, we're going to take the cheap way out, because that's also what guarantees you the best ending, the good plus ending. Now, who is it? That's the same merry-go-round from Silent Hill 3, by the way. Oh look, it's Sybil. And it looks like she's possessed now because she's got red eyes, like the devil. She's a terrible shot though when she's not when she's possessed, because she missed that being 2 feet away from him. She could have shot him in the head right there, and she missed 2 feet away from his head. Okay, so normally you would have to shoot her a whole bunch of times, which ends up killing her, but since we're only doing one playthrough, we're only going to do one playthrough, so even though I normally prefer the good ending instead of the good plus ending, we're going to go for good plus just to get it out of the way. So we are going to use this instead. Instead of fighting with our guns, we're going to just throw this on her. And that'll settle the issue right there. Here we go. There you go. Simple, huh? Man, he threw that like he was throwing away a dead rat or something. She's smoldering. It's like the Wicked Witch in Oz. Damn, look at the size of that parasite. Somebody said she should have been dead because that thing is huge. So the wound with the gaping wound in her back, she should have died right there. But I think maybe it's like the substance.
What happened?
Shh, don't talk. I'll take care of you.
If you saw that movie, that when you eject certain stuff,
Why did they take your daughter?
I'll continue in a moment.
Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter. I actually haven't told her yet. She probably already knows anyway, though.
How would she know that?
We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick. And it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So he had a James Sunderland situation.
Case?
There might be some connection between Cheryl
Like
and this town.
Mary had with Laura.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her.
That determination. Yeah, I think it might be like the substance where your body just heals naturally once stimulated properly. So I think if you can remove the parasite in time before it grows into that huge hump, like it does in the doctors and nurses, I think maybe the wound just heals up by itself, because it is magic after all. It's not a normal parasite. So I think you might be a little exhausted, but you'll be alright as long as you can remove it quickly enough.
Figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What?
Hey, TK throw. She used the force. And she has a force field. We've got us a potential Jedi, Harry. Or Sith.
What is this?
Oh, the pyramid finally does something. Flowers is the name of a demon or angel, by the way, which you can see in Persona, in the Persona games.
Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa. This is the end of your little game.
Mama?
Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown. That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself. But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Alessa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me.
No! Get away from me!
Bad girl. Everything's ready. Let's go home.
So this was supposed to be a huge plot twist, and
What's going on?
I don't remember if I saw it coming or not. Where you think, oh, she's just some crazy lady, some crazy old lady, and no, she's actually the mastermind behind this whole thing. And she was just using Harry by feeding him a bunch of bullshit and nonsense. She was just spouting from religious texts, probably because she knew he was a writer and he would buy it. He's probably a horror writer or a mystery writer somehow. Oh, I also never noticed Lisa's eye twitching here when I first saw this on the PS1. So yeah, she probably knew he would buy all that nonsense she fed him.
Lisa. What happened? Where's Alessa and Dahlia?
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement. Even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms. But nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there. But I can't quite remember somehow. What was it? Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's only a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
She's getting pissed. Don't talk down to her, Harry. She's not that younger than you. What's funny is I believe the voice actress for Lisa said that she always felt her voice and the woman or girl, whoever who did Alessa's voice, should have been switched. I don't really see it. Like, it's obviously as an adult trying to sound like a teenager or a young child, and when Alessa speaks for one line. But yeah, I don't see it. I can't see her with Lisa's voice either, unless she just felt she could have had a much more childlike voice, or maybe like teenager type voice compared to the voice actors who did do Alessa, who sounds obviously like an adult trying to imitate a child or a teenager. Like I said, I guess she saw something there that the rest of us didn't, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I think Lisa as a voice actress is perfect for her. It's just like I said, the dialogue sounds stilted because of the little pause that happens on what was originally a PlayStation 1 disc. Remember, now it's just software on PSN, but before it actually used to be an actual disc. And I don't remember what the exact issue was, whether it was a compressed audio or uncompressed audio. It was something along those lines that caused that little pause in between the lines. So I'm not saying the voice acting would be stellar if that weren't a thing, but at the same time it's not supposed to sound that stilted, regardless of what fans think. It's a technical flaw. It's not something they did intentionally. They are not David Lynch. And even David Lynch himself didn't always do the whole David Lynch thing. Sometimes he just had straightforward dialogue, and it was everything surrounding the conversation going on that was weird, not the conversation itself. So even David Lynch didn't recycle his tropes too often either. So now we are in nowhere. And obviously Lisa was saying she feels like she's been there before. Yeah, because you have been there before. This is cool. The bridge to nowhere. So we are in the last stretch of the game. I believe there is exactly one puzzle here we have to solve. But fortunately for us, we already have the answer because we saw it earlier in the hospital, so we don't even have to look it up. It's the chart puzzle with all the letters.
I'm being summoned.
Look at that, a nice comfy elevator.
What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it.
You think? Damn, he's even got marble flooring. They really went the extra mile to take him down to the depths of hell. They even send the nicest, comfiest elevator after him, even though it looks rusted from outside. Look at how awesome it looks from the inside. So I don't recall if I mentioned this in the hospital or not, but one of the things about that section, maybe this section too, I don't remember, but the reason the fourth floor over there is it's part of nowhere is because in Japanese folklore, fourth floors are considered cursed, so they often go out of their way not to have a fourth floor. Like we do here with floor number 13, they do with 4. So you'll often see, according to what I've read, you'll see a building that just skips right over 4 and goes to 5 because the number 4 is considered cursed. And I wonder if that's going to play a role in Silent Hill F. I wonder if they made use of that because the developers there are basically, I believe they are Taiwanese, but they're being directed by Japanese developers, so it's pretty much a whole Asian culture working on that game. Got a ghost bird. So I'm sure the Japanese developers let them know a few little things about their culture that they can include. Because it does seem to be very well researched. Everything looks to be accurate to like how a small town in Japan would have looked in the 60s. Which is one reason why I'm going to play it as a game with Japanese audio. There's a key in the faucet, but I can't get it out no matter how much I pull. So we need a wrench. Yeah, I'm going to play with Japanese audio first because I feel that's the best. That's the best experience. That's the best version because they would not be speaking English in the 1960s in a small rural village that doesn't even have television. It will be strictly Japanese. Like at least with Persona, I can kind of pretend that oh, you know, it's the modern age and these kids are either all rich or they go to a very sophisticated school. They're very intelligent, so of course a few of them would know English, especially One's like Mitsuru, who's basically the head of a company already at age 17 or 18, however old she is. Akihiko's a pretty smart dude, along with her. Yosuke, who's, in Persona 4, his dad runs a huge business, so yeah, these guys would know English. At least I can kind of headcanon it that way. Oh god damn, we got ambushed. Lots of nurses. So these, by the way, are the names of angels. Ophio, Phaleg, Methor. They're all angels from, I believe, either Hebrew or Christian mythology, one or the other. I don't have the map for this place. We need the emergency hammer again. Yeah, but I was saying I can at least pretend it's natural for them to know English without having to do the whole Metal Gear thing where he's telling them Sokolov is telling Snake, "Oh, your Russian is superb," and they're both speaking English, but they're meant to be speaking Russian. So I'll probably play the Japanese one first and then watch like a playthrough of the American one. Or I'll play it myself the second time with the American audio, the English audio turned on. Old clock, there is a square hole in the center of the clock. The hands of the clock, it's a key. I can't get to it because of the glass cover. Then bust that thing open, Harry. Just smash it with the hammer. What are you waiting for? Do you really need a little tiny emergency hammer? Just smash it. Doesn't that annoy you in survival horror games where something is so simple and you are not allowed to take the simple solution? Oh, there's a 3-foot tall box blocking the path. I should climb over it. No, I gotta go all the way around in the maze-like building with all the monsters. I gotta go the hard way around. There's no choice. Instead of, just climbing 3 feet over the box. Action games do that too. Snake did that a lot in Metal Gear Solid 1. There were minor obstacles that he just could not climb over because it was a primitive PS1 game, even though he should have been able to handle climbing over 8 feet of stuff. You're a super agent. You can't handle climbing over 8 feet of crates. Come on, Snake. This also appears in Silent Hill 3. Go home. Thief. Drop dead. If this were made today, in 2025, you can bet those would have a lot more graphic insults. I believe that's supposed to be the first off, it's a weird poster to have in a classroom. A man and a woman naked kissing. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eve. And then I believe this is the poster of advertisement, the book or movie or whatever it is. A woman came down from the planet Vulcan, I believe is what it said originally. But because it's so pixelated here, you can't really tell. Alright, so we got a screwdriver. We got pliers. So I believe the screwdriver goes for the bird cage and then the pliers goes for the faucet. So let's go get that back up to where we need to. I'm really looking forward to trying out that game tomorrow. I should have played it already, but like I said, I forgot to install it. Like I said on one of the previous videos, I believe it was the Spiral one, I just plain forgot to install it. I like to install things at certain times, certain hours, to keep it consistent certain days, and I just completely forgot to install that. So I did that yesterday. I also redeemed the code for the DLC, so we'll have 2 extra outfits and a couple helpful items. I wonder how helpful they'll be. Probably not very much, but anything helps, right? Every little bit helps. There we go. I was thinking, do we have to use the screwdriver to jam it out of there? Alright, there we go. Got the key of Ophio. Who are those angels, by the way, too? I know they are angels, but what do they actually do? I believe they were called something like Olympian spirits. But not Olympian in terms of like the gods of Olympus. They were just, that's what they were called. But I don't remember exactly what their role is. Let's see if we can use the screwdriver here. Can't use it here. What do you mean you can't use it? Some people have issue with Lisa's presentation in Silent Hill Origins. They're saying, oh, she's too bratty or too catty or whatever, or she doesn't behave like she does here. I don't really mind it because she was much younger than she is here, so everybody's different when they're younger. Very few people stay exactly the same consistently throughout their whole lives. And then you also have a certain other aspect of her story that is definitely influencing things, so I don't mind that at all. I don't mind her being different. Like, it did bother me a bit at first when I first played that game, but then I got used to it. I got used to her rather quickly once I realized that was how she was meant to be. You know, that's how she was once when she was younger, and then the version we're seeing now is almost like someone else thinks of her. That's what they think she is, rather than, you know, being the whole person. So we have this puzzle here. The Grim Reaper's list. 35 Lydia Finley, 60 Trevor F. White, 18 Albert Lords, 45 Roberta T. Morgan, 38 Edward C. Briggs. There's a slate. So normally this would have us puzzled, except that we saw the previous chart. We have this helpful hint over here. Names engraved on a lithograph, the Grim Reaper's list. Yes, the head count is set up. Young and old lined up in order of age. Then the pathway opens, awaiting them, the frenzied uproar, the feast of death. So normally that would leave us mind-boggled, except that we'd already seen that puzzle before, and I know the combination is simply alert. A, L, E, R, T. There you go. That's it. That's the whole puzzle. All you gotta do is just type in alert in the buttons and it automatically takes care of it for you. That is not the way we want to go. Lock is jammed. Now we have this puzzle right here. This one's a bit trickier. I completely forgot about this one. This one has to do with the horoscope signs of the constellations. I believe it's the number of limbs, unless I'm mistaken. So that has 4, right? Okay, 4. This one has 6 because it's Sagittarius, so it has the 4 horse legs and the 2 arms. And then this one has 8 because it's twins. There you go. There's a stone of time. Should we take it? Of course. Then you also have the other symbols there. Pisces, Taurus. I'm a Sagittarius. You have Cancer. I never understood where they got that one from. And then the scales. What's that one called? Aquarius? Something like that? Is that the scales? Aquarius? Nope. There you go. Look at that. That thing is so long that it hits you even without touching you. The sheer force of the hammer takes you down. It's like Bruce Lee giving you that 2-inch punch he would do. Just the force of the punch knocks you down, even though his 2 fingers never actually touch you. the sheer force that Harry swings that hammer with is so powerful that you just fall right from the draft, from the wind. It doesn't even have to touch you to knock you down. So we did open this door, but we have to go back over there. Now it's funny, if you played Resident Evil 2, which by this point would have been released, you'd think that since it says Stone of Time, you would have to do some complicated puzzle for it. Look at that large stone with clock face design on pillar with astrology chart hanging from it. You'd think you'd have to use some complicated puzzle like in RE2 with the 3 stones in the police chief's office, but no, here's what Harry does with this damn stone. Watch. He just smacks it right in there. Just take that stone, just shove it right in there and have the glass explode. I was actually misremembering it a bit. I thought he was just going to smash the glass with the stone, you know, rather than using the hammer. It still makes no sense because he could have easily just broken it with the hammer like this, or maybe just shot it from a distance, but I guess you have to have the puzzle. There's a clock with a broken face. God damn. Double teaming him. Come on. We might need to get rid of those nurses. Maybe. Let's not risk it. Let's just shoot him down. Come on! God damn. It's a freaking gangbang. Yeah, time to bring up the firepower. We don't have time for this hand-to-hand bullshit. So we opened that. What key did we get? Haggith. So where's Haggith? If only it weren't so pixelated. Oh, Haggith is this one. Oh, that's heading towards the basement. We don't want to go there just yet. Can we use the screwdriver? We cannot. Oh, I think I know what's coming next. This is one that bothered fans a lot, and it still bothers people. Especially once you know all the details. I think I know what's coming. The body is laid out on the bed. Don't feel like checking this out. I've said it before, but I do hope they bring back those little comments by the characters, those side comments about stuff they see along the way and do, because it does give it a bit more realism to have them commenting on stuff like that. Heather does that a lot in Silent Hill 3, and it's actually a big part of her character. Henry barely did it at all, and that's one reason why he feels so flat in Silent Hill 4. Let's grab this crest, whatever it is. Amulet of Solomon. Take it? Sure. Yeah, I think I know what's coming, so brace yourselves. Oh yeah, here it is.
Lisa, what's the matter with you?
I get it now. Why I'm still alive even though everyone else is dead. I'm not the only one who's still walking around. I'm the same as them. I just hadn't noticed it before.
Lisa.
Stay by me, Harry. Please. I'm so scared. Help me. Save me from them. Please. Harry.
Harry, you asshole. Goddamn asshole. We believed in you, man, until this moment. This moment is going to cause a lot of crying and tears and streaming videos once it gets remade. That's a classic theme too, Not Tomorrow.
Lisa.
He even blocks the door too. What an asshole. I think that, and partly one thing he says in Silent Hill 3 is what caused me to dislike Harry for a while. But I've gotten over it by this point. That was heartbreaking back when you first saw it, and it's still heartbreaking now. But it's definitely going to be a lot extra heartbreaking once we see it in HD graphics, and presumably get a lot more time with Lisa too. So you know, she said while everyone else is dead but they're all walking around, it's because some people think the nurses and doctors here are manifestations of a certain person's delusions and stuff they have in their head, but not really. Like, from all we know, based on how the parasites control things out, I think those are meant to be actual nurses and doctors that have been taken over. And the reason, nobody would notice that they're gone in the real world is because Alessa didn't intend for anyone to survive in the town in the first place. She was basically going to destroy this whole town to prevent whatever is going on from happening, so nobody would have actually been bothered by all those people missing at all, because the whole town would have been destroyed if she had completed the seal, which is not the mark of Samael, as Dahlia says. It's something completely different. And let's face it, in the real world, like, if based on Silent Hill 2 and 3, like, tons of people disappear all the time, so while it might be a major occurrence in the short term, in the long term, no one's really going to remember a bunch of doctors and nurses going missing at a hospital. Plus, the Order has a lot of money, so they would doubtlessly they would cover it up too, because the authorities in the town are already corrupt to begin with. There's a diary on the floor. Ask doctor to let me quit being in charge of that patient. It's too weird. Still alive, but with wounds that won't heal. Told the doctor I quit, won't work at that hospital anymore. The room is filled with insects. Even with doors and windows shut, they get in to spite me. To the hospital. Feeling bad, need to throw up, but nothing comes out. Vomiting only bile. Blood and pus flow from the bathroom faucet. I try to stop it, but it won't turn off. Need drug. Help me. That's a nice theme to listen to. Also, Not Tomorrow. I wish it was longer in the soundtrack. I wonder how they'll remix it for the remake. Alright, so we got the Amulet of Solomon, so now we have to go down to the basement, because I don't think there's anything else we can do right now. So yeah, like I think the nurses and the doctors are the only monsters that normally naturally exist because they're just people that have been taken over by the parasite. Like Night of the Creeps, where parasites take over the people in the town hosting a prom. That's why it takes over Sybil, because they control them like a puppet. Some people have speculated whether they are creatures that naturally live in the other world or whether they were created by Alessa. I think there's no way to know. I don't think even the Team Silent designers themselves know or knew back when they were working on the series. I don't think even they knew. Damn, she took a lot of bullets to go down. Yeah, I don't think even they knew what was going on. But I suppose it could be. I guess it would make sense that it's a life form indigenous to this dimension that Alessa is now using for her own ends. Oh, there's the rest of that amulet. Got the Crest of Mercury, some rifle shells. This looks like the jewelry store back from the Silent Hill town center. Ring of contract. Take it? Sure. We're gonna need that ring. Not yet, but we will need it soon. Lock is jammed. No thanks, not yet. That's jammed. We unlock that door. I wish Harry could draw his own map in this section. It would be mighty useful. But I guess the PS1 was not advanced enough for that. We'll probably get it in the PS5 version, obviously. Okay, we got a camera. What else do we need? Yeah, because a map would help. A map would help a lot. I think the ones wearing green outfits are slightly tougher than the ones wearing blue outfits, the sweaters. So this signifies alchemy, and this is named after an ancient magician. Rustic, hefty looking ring of unknown material. A steel plate is screwed to the wall. Time to bring out the good old screwdriver. There's a key. Electricity is flowing to the key. I'll get shocked if I grab it now. So we obviously have to turn off the power, so it's time to go to the basement. Let's make sure there's no ammo or anything around there that we need. Actually, I think we can only head to the first floor. I think we might need to take the stairs down to the basement. It doesn't seem like the elevator goes down that far. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go down to the old basement. See what's lurking in there. Oh, another classroom. Oh, were we already here? I think we were already here, weren't we? Oh yeah, that's where we got the pliers and the screwdriver. So we were already here. So we did that already. So there's nothing hidden inside here that we can open. Oh. We need the shotgun. Wait a second, we got one inside already. I think that's the bird key cage that we need to get. We need to turn the power down. But how do we get to the basement? Yeah, there's nothing else here. Maybe we should go up to the 3rd floor again, see what's up there. This last part does get a bit confusing simply because there's no map. There's nothing you can refer to see what doors you've explored or haven't explored. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we didn't need to go to the 3rd floor. Never mind. Okay, so we got an altar here. Looks like a demonic altar. We got these 2 photos, which actually became, I believe, t-shirts. At least this one became a t-shirt for Heather in Silent Hill 3, and then this one kind of got referenced in this painting that you also find in Silent Hill 3 in a smoky room. The light illuminating the darkness. So what we do here is we're just going to take some pictures of this nice grotesque imagery. Use a camera. And there we see those symbols. A square, a cross, and a triangle. I got confused when I first played this. I didn't realize you just had to copy the patterns here. You don't have to do them in any specific order. You just gotta copy the patterns. And you can see them right there too. So it's a square, a cross, and a triangle. Or an arch and a triangle, whatever. The cross. There we go. We got one. There's a health drink. Take it. Is there anything in here? That's it? That's all? That's the only thing inside here? Just one measly health drink? Really? That doesn't seem right. Oh, there's a botanical reference book. Don't need to read it now. Oh, I think that might have been a book about White Claudia, explaining the origins of the town. Or rather, the drug that the town peddles to tourists. That might have been it, but we read it already. Oh, we skipped right past it. So let's go do the other one then. Maybe this one's more important. So that one is an upside down triangle, a reverse L, and an arrow. The light to the future. And I think that figure in there with the white dress is supposed to be Alessa herself. Unless I'm mistaken. There we go. Got it. What do we have here? Got the bird cage key. Alright, let's go. So long, altar. Strange how there was nothing in that room except for one health drink and a book, which we failed to read because we read it too quickly. So now we gotta go back to the birdcage. This is a lot of backtracking for such a small area. I don't mind it too much, but like I said, it would help a lot if we actually did have a map. Even if it's just one that Harry drew by himself, a primitive map. with like pencil or pen or whatever on a piece of paper, but just have something, you know, so we can actually read what rooms we visited and which ones we haven't, so we can actually see, you know, what we have to do. Because otherwise it's just way too easy to get lost in this place. I believe the birdcage one was this one, right? Yeah, here we go. Let's use that key. We got a key of phalag. Take it? Sure. Now we gotta find phalag. I'm sure they're probably more legible if I don't put everything to full screen, because that makes it more pixelated, but I'm doing that mainly for the recording so that you guys can actually see things clearly. I'd rather play it on standard mode, but it just doesn't look well on YouTube if you do that. God damn! Here we go, it's the invisible children with knives. You gotta be careful because they can easily knife you half to death. Now here you actually do wanna use the ring. Here's what you have to do. You have to take out the knife. The chain is missing a link. So before you take out the knife, you want to use the ring. Because if you don't, a monster will actually pull Harry right in there and kill him right there. And it sounds almost like he's moaning when he's being pulled in, but yeah, if you don't use it here, the monster will reach out and kill you. See, look at that. It was a trap all along. So always make sure you use that ring there. Don't try to leave until you've used it. Because if you don't close up the refrigerator, it's game over. And if you haven't saved in a while, you're pretty much screwed. You have to start all over again from where you last left off. Got before. Look at this room. All covered in scribble. So there was talk of originally making Alessa a boy instead. I guess to follow in like the trope of Damien and stuff like that from The Omen. I'm actually glad they made her a girl. I prefer her to be female just because I don't know, it seems more relatable. The floors and walls are covered with graffiti. There's an ankh. Take it? Yes. Because otherwise, if they had made him a boy, it would have seemed like they were directly ripping off something like The Omen or, you know, that type of movie. Where instead now it has more of a Carrie vibe to it, which I find really cool. Really relatable. Oh, we got this bedroom right here. There are specimens of butterflies and moths hanging on the wall. Nothing unusual. We also revisit this place in Silent Hill 3. A child's drawing is scattered on the floor. If you look there, you can see drawings of all the different monsters. A girl's clothing hangs on the wall. 6, maybe 7, must be a kid about that age. Yeah, see the air screamer. You see the green. That's probably the apes that are chasing you. You see the skinless dog. So they're all here. All the different monsters from the game. There are old fairy tales, picture books of animals, and plants on the shelf. So we need 5 items, I believe. Thou possessed them to guard thy spirit, evoke 5 rights, and veil thy fate. Got 1. We got 2. The Crest of Mercury, we got 3. And Ankh, that was from Egypt. And then we have 4, the Dagger of Melchior. We're missing one item, so we gotta find that one. So we need the key for Aratron. Can we grab that ammo, Harry? A health drink, just what we need. Oh, and we got some jelly beans. Look at the savage trying to open a bag of jelly beans. Jesus, he just tore it open. What an animal. There's a Cubitor. Take it. Oh, here we go. The VCR. Now we can finally watch the full videotape.
What is it? Still has an unusually high fever. Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse, but just barely breathing. Her skin is all charred. Even when I change the bandages, the blood and pus just start oozing through. Why? What is keeping that child alive? I can't stand it any longer. I won't tell a soul. Promise. So please.
Okay, so that was some overacting on her part there, but other than that, like I said, I think she does a pretty fine, at least passable job as Lisa. So I don't think it was a big issue. I don't see why she felt like she and the other voice actor should have switched roles. I don't really understand that, but I thought she did a okay job aside from that one line of overacting there. She's pretty relatable, and she's also pretty pretty kind and decent character to have around. Here we go, we can turn off the power. Okay, so I think we're almost at the end. I think we only gotta get that one key and that's it. And in case you haven't put it together by now, she's obviously talking to Kaufman. And whoever else is involved with this conspiracy. We gotta get to the other side of the hallway. What the hell? Better use a health kit soon. Yeah, when you see new enemies, that's how you know you're on the right track. God damn. There we go. So I actually checked it out and it was literally this one enemy here. I guess you cannot shoot them. You have to. I've never seen that glitch before ever, not even on the PS1 disc. I guess you literally have to I guess just smash him with the hammer. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep the hammer on us from now on. Yeah, it's literally using a shotgun against that one enemy was what caused it. I have no idea why that is. What the hell happened there? No clue. But I might have to cut that out, depending on how loud it is. Yeah, it was literally that one enemy. Literally that one enemy is what caused it. So obviously the elevator doesn't have power now, so we gotta find some alternate route down into the basement, because it's not working. That was weird. I've never seen that glitch ever in all my years of playing this game. Not once. I guess I just didn't shoot them ever. So yeah, that was bizarre. I've never seen that happen. No idea that was even a thing. How do we find our way down? Like I said, a map would really come in handy here. Oh, here we go.
Everything is going according to plan, sheltered in the womb.
So there's Kaufman and 2 other doctors we don't know.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work? That wasn't our agreement.
No, these are just stalling tactics. If we lend a hand, we will be able to get power. Never fear, the promise shall not be broken.
But the power we could draw now will be very weak. Almost nothing. Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell. Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come.
But that will take time.
So there's this debate about whether Alessa was meant to be burned intentionally, or whether it really was a boiler accident, as referred to in one newspaper article that you find somewhere in the series. I always thought it was meant to be intentional, because people thought the developers in Origins misinterpreted that cutscene. I always thought it was blatantly intentional. I never got what the whole thing is that they thought it was an accident. Alessa. Alright, we got the one remaining item. We got the disc. That is not the room we need to go to. Which is it? The one that had the bedroom. Nope. It was not this one. Do we need to go upstairs, I think? Yeah, I think we might need to go upstairs and turn the power back on. Oh no, here it is. It's right here. Let's save. God damn, that threw me for a loop. That sound, I thought my microphone had broken again. Even though this was a new one, I thought momentarily it had broken again. That threw me for a loop. I don't know what the hell that thing was. I've never seen that that glitch happen ever in all my years of playing this game. So we got the disc of Ouroboros, ring of a snake biting its own tail. That image is actually used a lot in Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2 for Razio, because if you know his backstory, you know how appropriate that image is. You know exactly what it represents. It's one of those cases where if you know, you know. Use the disc of Ouroboros. Obviously, that was what Wesker wanted to use in RE5 too, Ouroboros, to remake the world. So basically, what I'm getting here is Dahlia, Kaufman, and two other individuals. One of them a doctor, another maybe a cultist or another doctor. We're in this conspiracy together, using her, Alessa, to get power of some sort. But what exactly were they trying to do? I guess Dahlia would explain it to us soon. And it looks like they intentionally burned her, and when it didn't result in what they wanted, they had to turn to other means. Here we go. We're almost at the final boss. Almost.
No. No. I don't want to. Do what Mommy tells you now. I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all. No. I don't want to do it. It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too. Oh, but Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just two of us. Please understand. Oh, yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong. Mommy! Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait. Herein lies the mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself. Mommy?
Funny how she looks that way in this flashback where she's supposed to be 7 years younger, but she looks like an 80-year-old woman or 60-year-old woman. But then in Origins, she actually looks her age. She actually looks like she's 45 or 40 or something like that. So for this upcoming boss fight, if you want to have an easy way to beat the boss fight, what you do is you empty out all your ammo that you have, all of it, down to nothing, so that if you have 0 bullets remaining, the boss will die instantly. And you can have a quick and easy victory like that, if you want to. But what fun is that? What fun is just walking into a room and having the god die, having the boss god die just 1 second after you enter? That's no fun. It's also funny because there's two different accounts of how the boss actually dies in Silent Hill 3. Heather recounts one, and then a diary, a journal she finds that recounts another different way. So yeah, we're just gonna fight it straight up. We have plenty of shotgun shells. We saved up all the rifle ammo, so we're good to go. And we got tons of medicine. But we're gonna go back and save just so we don't have to watch that cutscene again. So we're gonna save one more time, because you can't skip the cutscenes here like you can in modern games. So I don't want to have to watch that again. That sucks that I had to break apart the recording because of that weird audio glitch. Now I'm gonna have to stitch it all together again into one video. Look at the photos of the hanging man, whatever this is. Alright, final boss time, let's go. We've got everything we need. We finally reached the end. How far underground do you think they are? Or is it purely another dimension at this point? Or is it both?
I was shocked to realize the talisman of Metatron was being used. In spite of the lost soul returning at last. Just a little longer and all would have been for naught. It's all because of that man. We must be thankful to him. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity.
Freeze! What in the devil's name? Ugh.
So she has powers too as well.
Well, well, well. To think you'd make it this far.
Where's Cheryl? What have you done to her?
What are you talking about? You've seen her many times, restored to her former self.
I'm in no mood for jokes.
Don't you see? She's right there.
That is Cheryl, Harry. That is her.
That's absurd.
You are the only one who thinks so.
Why? Why are you doing this?
It's been a long 7 years. For the 7 years since that terrible day, Alessa has been kept alive, suffering a fate worse than death. Alessa has been trapped in an endless nightmare from which she never awakens. He has been nurtured by that nightmare, waiting for the day to be born. That day has finally come. The time is nigh. Everyone will be released from pain and suffering. Our salvation is at hand. This is the day of reckoning, when all our sorrows will be washed away. When we return to the true paradise, my daughter will be the mother of God.
So people have asked which one is Alessa at that point. Is it the figure in the wheelchair or the girl kneeling next to the left, and I think it's both at this point. Now that she has her full power again, she can basically heal, as you see right there. It's both. One was the astral projection and the other one was burned, and now they're both together again. Oh, and what do we have here? Couldn't block that bullet, could you, bitch?
Quit screwing around. Return things to how they were before.
Kaufman!
Did I ask for this? Nobody uses me. You won't get away with this.
Your road is over. We don't need you anymore. What do you think you could accomplish by coming here?
My, aren't we getting cocky? Bet you can't see this.
Glorious! I thought I got rid of that!
All I had to do was plant it somewhere for you to find. You all, well, kept you busy. Ha! You're easy. And there's more where this came from.
Stop it!
Look at that slow-mo throw. Unfortunately, it was a mistake. Damn, that ketchup bottle's just spinning.
Huh? What the?
So it's interesting that Dahlia worshipped a male god when the Order considers it to be female in the subsequent entries. There you go, there's her reward for trying to play God herself. So that lets you know that not every single member of the cult or whatever organization it is follows the same belief system. Now the one thing you gotta be careful about this boss is it can kill you easily in 2 or 3 hits if it hits you with the lightning. So you basically just gotta fire and move. See, look at that. We shot it 6 times. Like Loomis shooting Michael Myers. He shot him 6 times even though he actually fired 5 bullets. Ooh. You want to heal as soon as that lightning hits you. Because otherwise it'll kill you really quickly and you have to start all over again. Alright, we got 12. We got more where that came from. There's no way to dodge it, by the way. You basically just have to tank it, which makes this thing completely annoying. And if you're wondering why Harry can kill it with bullets when it's supposed to be that powerful, it's because it's prematurely born. It's not wielding its full power. That's why he has a chance. Otherwise, he could have just killed him instantly. But because it was born incorrectly and premature, because of what Kaufman did, that's why it's not really at full power. I do hope they include a way to dodge this in the remake. Alright, how many it's been so far? 18? One more round should do it. Make sure to heal up as soon as you can, because otherwise they can actually kill you with the third strike. So now it's 24. How many do we have left? Oh, we got 3 left. It does take up a lot of ammo to kill it. And those lightning strikes do a hell of a lot of damage. So there goes all our rifle ammo. We gotta switch to a shotgun now. Oh, we actually dodged it. Nice. By staying underneath it. I don't think I've ever tried that before. Oh yeah, you can just stay underneath it. That's how you dodge it. Ooh. That one hurt a lot. God damn, almost fried him. Learn something new every day. I had never tried running directly underneath him. I thought he would for sure hit you with the lightning. I guess he can't target you as long as you're too close to him. That's a lot of ammo too, god damn. So it may not be a fully grown god, but it's no pushover either. Hopefully this last bit of ammo does it. Because we're running out on supplies. Nope, we still need more. Damn, it's just taking all the ammo we have. All of it. Two shots. We're down to 2 shots. Gotta switch to the handgun now. So yeah, that's also why they want you to empty all your ammo. It makes sense if you want to take the easy way out and not have to shoot it so many dozens of times. See if, wait a second, let's see if that works. Let's see. Let's see if that'll correct it. Nope. God damn, we are gonna have to restart. Shit. We are gonna have to restart. That sucks that the handgun is glitched. What happened? What happened? Maybe, You know what, maybe we should start with the handgun. Maybe if we start with the handgun. Maybe if we start with the handgun instead, we'll have a better result. Because that sucks. Because how are we going to hit it otherwise? We can't hit it with our long-range weapons, so... Also, that was an insane number of bullets. God damn, like... We fired everything we had at it. That should have been enough to kill it. Maybe we'll pepper it with the... We'll pepper it with the handgun. Can we skip this? Let's see. Oh, we can. Nice. Come on, game. Don't fail me now. Alright, so now that we know the strategy, we can stick close. Come on, start firing. Alright, here we go. Nope, it is glitched. God damn. Why is it fucking glitched? Why is it glitched like that? I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. That sucks. Maybe let's reset the game. Maybe resetting it will fix it. Like, is it just an issue with that? Is it just that one handgun? I guess. Well, sucks is we're playing on normal too. So like the hand, we shouldn't need to use the handgun at all. The shotgun and the rifle should both be enough to kill it by itself. Let's give it a third try. We'll try with the... Now that we know, we're just gonna... We'll make sure to aim upwards to make sure we get it. We'll use up all the rifle. All the rifle ammo. We'll use up all the shotgun shells. Hopefully that'll be enough to kill it. If not, we're just gonna try that trick of emptying the ammo and... You know, we'll just empty it out. We'll empty it out and get an instant kill. Like, you know, it may not be the way I wanted to do it, but if the game gives me no choice, rather than listening to that goddamn irritating sound, it's funny, people think this game doesn't need to be remade. That's why it needs to be remade, because there's no proper port on it. This is not a proper port. This is a glitched port. You know, they should have fixed this before putting it on PSN. Yeah, so let's just let's not waste any time, you know. Ooh. Yeah, we're just gonna tank it. Whatever, we're just gonna tank it. Be a man, Harry. Just tank that damn lightning bolt from hell. I wonder if you can hit it with a melee weapon, like the hammer, which has a good reach. Oh, it died. Why wasn't it dying before? What the hell? Was the whole thing glitched? I guess it must have been glitched, right? Because you saw we emptied out all our shotgun ammo into it. It did not die. It kept on going, so that's why I thought I had to use the handgun. Man, this port is all sorts of messed up. God damn. None of this happened on the PS1 version, the actual disc version, none of it. Oh well, at least we did it. We saved our girl. Sort of. There's Alessa. And looks like the other world is starting to collapse. That was the weirdest fight I've ever had with that boss ever. Like, that glitch. The fact that it would not die. I had no idea what the hell was going on. Because it doesn't have regenerating health. So it should have just been dead the first time around. There you go, Alessa giving her a baby to take care of. Giving him back his daughter, in a way. And spoilers for the third game, but that is her in a way also. It's her reincarnated as she's slowly dying. I guess she also kind of gets absorbed into the baby as well. There's this scumbag trying to escape. Oh, and look who's waiting for him. He sure screamed like a girl. He sure squealed when he got dragged into that pit. Man, the PS3 controller is going crazy with the vibration. It's going ham. Now in the normal ending, which is considered the canon ending, the good ending, Harry just escapes by himself. He awakens in a dark street at night, I guess, and then just looks up to the sky wondering what the hell happened. But here, both he and Sybil are escaping. This is probably not canon because we never heard from Sybil again, so she's probably dead. Damn, and there goes Alessa too. Oh, and there's that ending theme. What is it called? Tears of Pain? Something like that? I believe it's called. We finally made it out. So that was Silent Hill 1. Just a short after credit scene, but nothing too important. Keiichiro Toyama, who now did Splinterhead, which was kind of ass. It kind of sucked. This is a nice ending theme though. Very emotional. Very melancholy, which is appropriate considering what just happened. I actually like Alessa more than James as a protagonist for the series because I find her more relatable. Like, besides the whole psychic power thing, which is what allows her to have those abilities and, you know, to nurture that god, but in terms of her personality, just being a bullied kid picked on by everyone, being on the quiet side, being creative, into drawing, she just comes across as a much more relatable person than James, because not everybody has a dead wife that they're mourning and having to take care of several years before their death. But at the same time, everyone has been bullied at some point in their lives, or at least most people have. Maybe you've been the bully, but most people have been bullied at some point in their lives. Many people have abusive parents. So I just find her overall to be a much more broadly appealing character than James is. And obviously her story continues in Silent Hill 3. But that was Silent Hill 1. It's very rough around the edges. The controls suck. There's no way to get around it. The controls are bad. They're worse than Resident Evil 1 and 2's tank controls. Even though they're actually technically 3D controls, but they're still worse. However, this game still has a unique quality to it that has not been replicated. See, Thessaly Lerner and Alessa Sandra Wayne, and Thessaly said that she and Sandra should have switched places for the characters. I don't know why, but that was her opinion. But yeah, this game still has a good quality. It hasn't been replicated in the sequels. I still enjoy it an awful lot. Is it my favorite Silent Hill now? No, but it's definitely up there. And I still like it in some ways better than Silent Hill 2. I think we get the after credit scene now. Let's see. Yep. And now Sybil has replaced Harry's wife, and they're supposedly going to raise that baby together, or at least that's what the scene implies, but obviously it does not end up happening. And these are the famous bloopers that everybody loves. They're cute. I don't think they're fully necessary, but they're a nice touch. I don't think anybody did bloopers like this back then for video games. They still don't even. Like, I think the closest thing to it is the secret theater in Metal Gear Solid 3, where you can just play around with the cutscenes and watch all sorts of goofy scenarios. There's Sybil in a graveyard, which is kind of appropriate considering where she ends up in one path of the Silent Hill play novel. There's Alessa looking more like she's 24 years old than 14 years old. I guess this is supposed to be what she would have looked like had she been fully grown. Damn, Harry's stumbling on the bench. Again, I think that clothing is meant to emulate, or at least it was inspired by Bruce Campbell's outfit in the original Evil Dead. Not the sequel, the original Evil Dead. So yeah, there you go, Silent Hill 1. We did very poorly. We got 4.9 stars. We didn't even get 5 stars. God damn. We got the good plus ending. And obviously this is a very old game, so if you don't mind me spoiling the endings for you, bad is where Cheryl / Alessa kind of just dies because you don't fight. With Kaufman not being there, you don't fight the demon. Instead, you fight her directly. And obviously, since you're shooting her, you end up killing her directly. So, she pretty much thanks him for freeing her. And then, that's it. She just dies. Or I think that was it's either the bad or the bad plus ending. One of those. And then, basically, Sybil slaps Harry and urges him to escape. But we don't know if they actually do. And then the other ending is where it all turns out to be a death dream that Harry was having while in his car, because he had crashed the Jeep and he was just dying the whole time. This was just a delusion, supposedly. It could have still been happening, but either way, he was dying in his car. And that's actually where Silent Hill Shattered Memories takes place in. It's kind of like a sequel. It's kind of like a secret sequel to that bad ending. I think that one's considered the bad ending, and then the bad plus ending is the one with Sybil and Harry basically die. Neither of them escapes. No one gets out alive in that one. So I guess that's the bad plus ending. And then the UFO ending is the usual. It's the usual typical silly thing for Silent Hill, where the aliens come down after you use the channeling stone to summon them, and they basically shoot Harry with a laser, like in that one Mars Attacks trading card that it was inspired by. But it doesn't kill him, and then they just take him up into space. I'll be honest, I never really liked the UFO endings. Even though I love the X-Files and alien shows like that, I never liked the UFO endings in the series themselves. They were a bit too silly, and I don't know, it just it seemed like forced comedy that didn't really work. The dog ending was actually much better in Silent Hill 2. So how do we do? Let's see, we did normal. We got good plus ending, which counts for a lot. We saved 32 times, which definitely worked against us. No continues. We took 7 hours, 36 minutes, 13 seconds, so that was bad. We walked 9.081 kilometers. We ran 15.2 364 kilometers. I guess it's in 9,000. I guess that's a comma, right? It's not really a period, it's a comma. So we ran 15,000 kilometers. Items, we got a lot. We got 175 out of 204. There were a few that weren't worth getting. Defeated enemy by fighting, 63. By shooting, 39. I think you have to get them closer to even to get a better ranking. Shooting style, short range melee shot, short range shots, 0.34. Middle range shots, 0.40. Long range shots, 0.10. No aiming shots, 0.16. Maybe they're talking about how many shots we took, so I guess like 34, 40, 10, 16. Either way, we did pretty bad. I think I've only gotten 10-star ranking once on this because it's so difficult to get. You gotta play on hard. You gotta take a certain amount of time. You can't take more than like 3 hours or so. You gotta walk a certain distance, run a certain distance, fight a certain number of enemies or not fight them. It's just overall a pain for a weapon that you get the Hyper Blaster, which is oh no, you get the Hyper Blaster by using the UFO ending, by using the channeling stone. So yeah, you don't even need it. You don't even need the 10-star ranking for the Hyper Blaster. You just get it by using the channeling stone and seeing the UFO ending. The Hyper Blaster is pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's based off the famous Konami peripheral, which I heard they used in some light rail guns in arcades. So it's pretty cool. It's a very decent handgun. Obviously, it sounds like a sci-fi handgun, so it might be a bit silly to see it on screen, but it's by far probably the second best weapon in the game. We also have the chainsaw, which is not that useful. We have a gas tank for the rock drill, which is the rock drill sucks. It's ass. It's garbage. So that one is no good. And we're missing the katana. I wonder. Maybe we had the key on us when we reload. So we're gonna save. Actually, we're gonna save here. Next sphere. So maybe we start off with the key in our inventory. We can go get the katana in that one neighborhood house. But yeah, that's it for Silent Hill. Like I say, overall, it's still a great game. Comes across a little hokey, a little cheesy in some parts nowadays. You know, that's just the way the game is. It was very rough at the time, but they were working off an idea of being, you know, a Resident Evil clone, and it actually turned to something completely different in the end. And now those two are basically pretty much the biggest survival horror series left standing. Now that Dead Space is gone and Fatal Frame is kind of in limbo, like they're coming up with a new remake, but there's been no new entries in years. You know, a couple of the other major series have shut down, so they're pretty much the last two standing. And for a while, it really was just Resident Evil on itself. I mean, Resident Evil on its own. Silent Hill was basically dead or dormant. So now that they're coming out with new Silent Hill games again, I'm hoping those games are actually good. The remake of 2 was excellent, and I'm gonna try Silent Hill F tomorrow. And so far, I've heard nothing but good things about it. Even though people claim to be a bit frustrated with the combat, but that's to be expected. It's Silent Hill. The combat is always janky, always. That's never going to change. It will not be Silent Hill without janky combat, and that's what the fans demand, and I guess that's what the developers actually give them. So it is what it is. Like I said, this used to be my favorite Silent Hill game overall, bar none. Silent Hill 2 is a game that lives and dies by its story and soundtrack. You take the story and the soundtrack away from it, it's not really that exceptional. The combat's ho-hum, it's whatever. You know, you don't play Silent Hill for the gameplay, you play for the atmosphere and the story. And I always felt like for me this was much more enjoyable to play because Harry gets to fight so much, and there's such a wide variety of enemies, and some of them are actually scary early on. Like I was never really scared by the enemies in Silent Hill 2. People go on and on about how disturbing and scary they are, but I always found them more creative or unsettling or curious than scary. I was never really scared of them, especially when they were all pushovers. Like the remake did a lot to deal with that. They actually overcompensated and they made them too difficult and too much of a bullet sponge type enemies, but they were all complete pushovers in 2 unless you played on hard mode. So that was always kind of a deterrent for considering it, like the best Silent Hill games, because the enemies are all pushovers. At no point are you ever in fear that you're going to run out of ammo, because you get hundreds of bullets. And the enemies are so weak that you can just beat them all to death with a melee weapon easily. So at no point are you ever scared of the enemies themselves. It's more the things around you that are happening. And then Silent Hill 3 was pretty great, except for the camera and the lack of exploration. Those are my only gripes with it. Camera, lack of exploration, and maybe if I had to pick a third, it was the lack of emphasis on Alessa, even though it's technically her story. She doesn't really get to speak, and I always thought that was a really great missed opportunity to hear from the character herself rather than her reincarnation or her journal, her diary, or stuff like that. Messages she left behind. I'd actually like to hear her speak herself and see what she thinks of all this cycle of reincarnation. But other than that, I have no complaints about 3. And then 4 is just a mess. 4 is its own unique, special, separate mess. So I always considered 1 and 3 to be my favorites, and Silent Hill 2 was memorable because of the story and because of the soundtrack. But nowadays, I'd probably put Silent Hill 2 Remake and Silent Hill 3 tied at the top. Silent Hill 2 would probably go in second place just because of the soundtrack. Like, that soundtrack is pure masterpiece class of music right there. So probably because of the soundtrack, I'd put 2, and then I would put this one because going back to play it now, it is a little rough. It is very hard to control. The enemies are vicious, sometimes too vicious considering your limited detrimental control system. It just doesn't work as well as it should, and overall it's very unpolished. Like, you can see clearly they were learning how to make a great horror game, but they still weren't quite there yet as far as what Team Silent would eventually become. Like, it's still a great game, but it's very rough around the edges, and it's very unpolished. It's very unpolished, and so I'm not going to use the phrase diamond in the rough because there were a lot of good horror games at this time, but it's definitely underrated gem. Let's put it that way. It's a great game, but I think it's underrated compared to the more modern games. And I think in some ways the more modern games are vastly superior, Not just in terms of the soundtrack and the atmosphere, but just the way they handle the gameplay sometimes. Like, Silent Hill 2 Remake did a great job of handling the gameplay and the combat. It was just, there was too much of it. They went overboard. They overcorrected by making all the enemies bullet sponges instead of bullet sponges and melee sponges instead of having them be just a decent challenge. But yeah, all in all, I'd say this game mostly holds up, more or less. There's still some flaws that could be addressed, which is why I'm hoping the remake does it. I know people are tired of remakes, but and remasters, but the thing is, I'd always been wanting a Silent Hill 1 remake ever since the RE1 remake on GameCube, because I figured if they remade that, and I actually like Silent Hill more, then a Silent Hill 1 remake would be much, much better. It would be tons better than RE1 remake, and I loved the hell out of it, and they never made it. They made a reimagining in Shattered Memories, but let's face it, that's not really Silent Hill 1. Like I said, that's a stealth sequel to the bad ending from Silent Hill 1, so it's not really anything to do with the original story. It's just its own unique thing that was going to be its own unique game before Konami basically forced them and changed everything to be a reimagining of Silent Hill 1. That was all Konami. They wanted to do their own separate game called Silent Hill. I think it was a Code Fear. No, not Code Fear. It was like Cold Heart. Silent Hill Cold Heart. I think that was the name of the game. So that was what they had planned, and they probably should have stuck with that because they probably would have gotten a much better reception. Team Climax at the time, had they just done an original Silent Hill game instead of doing a reimagining of 1. Because they'd already done an Origins game, a prequel for 1, and it got some criticism, but it was okay. It was somewhat well received, but it got some criticism for being a prequel. And they probably should have moved away for that, except that Konami didn't, and Konami basically forced them to make a Silent Hill 1 reimagining, so they chose to take it in the direction of, oh, the bad ending is canon now for this universe, and It just did not work nearly as well as it should have because of its combat. Its combat is the main detriment in that game. There is none. You basically just run and run throughout linear corridors away from the enemies, and that's the most uninspiring shit imaginable. But the story is excellent and the music is good. It's just the combat and the gameplay kind of suck. So yeah, this is not my favorite Silent Hill 1 game any longer, but I definitely love to see it ported to a modern console like a PS4 or PS5 so we can more easily play it. I definitely love it if Night Dive Studios, is that what they called? The guys that remastered the Thing video game. I would definitely appreciate it if Night Dive Studios would be allowed to make a full remaster for this. They would absolutely knock it out of the park. And I'll definitely play the Silent Hill 1 remake when it comes out in 2027 if I'm still alive. If any of us are still alive, because you never know. But yeah, all in all, a great game. If you can't play it on an original PlayStation or PS2 because you don't have the disc, I urge you to download it on PSN. Just watch out for that last glitch I encountered a couple times when you use the handgun in the nowhere section and you get that loud weird ass glitch. Do not use your handgun there by any means. You know, use the pipe, use the hammer, use the katana if you have it, use the shotgun, whatever, rifle. Do not use the handgun in that section whatsoever, as you saw, because the results are not going to be pleasant and it'll blast your eardrums. Don't use it, just avoid it. But other than that, yeah, tomorrow we start Silent Hill F. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. I always enjoy going back to play it every few years, and I will see you again next time on another, this time brand new entry for Silent Hill. Silent Hill F. See you later, everyone.